Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's presentation. My name is Albertina Shilongo, and I'm your marker tutor for this course, Information Technology Policing. So today, we're actually going to cover the whole content of our study guide. Yeah, so these are just the key points that I got from the study guide as part of this presentation, but for detailed information or for you to understand better, I still recommend that you go through your study guide. But what you actually find in this presentation, these are just keys, or this is just the main outcome of the course summarized. So in today's presentation, we are going to talk about, or we're going to describe the difference between hardware and software components of the computer. We are going to outline the main components of the computer. We're going to talk about the security features, the safety measures, and the maintenance aspect of computers. We're going to talk about the internet. We're also going to talk about the network. We're going to talk about emails, the steps involved when you're sending an email. We are going to talk about email attachments. We are going to talk about also the three main programs that are found in Office Suite. So we are going to touch a bit on Microsoft Word. We are going to talk a bit about Excel, and we're also going to talk about PowerPoint or presentation program. So what is a computer? Okay, so we are defining a computer here. When we talk about a computer, we are actually talking about an electronic device. Electronic in a sense that for your computer to operate, it must have some power supply, or it must have a battery that has got power that is actually enabling it to be on. So it's an electronic device that is made up of mainly two components, the hardware component and the software component. Yeah, so how does this device operate? The way this device operates is that it takes in, you as a user feed this device with input data, or you actually feed it with data. When we talk of data, we're actually talking about anything that does not make sense or that has no meaning. We refer to it as data. So that is what you as a user feed your computer with. Now the computer has the capabilities to actually process or to convert this data into something meaningful. So now the process or the transformation of data to information, we actually call it process. And it uses something called programs that allows for the transformation of data into information. Now the final result, which is information, or the final result is information, and this information is actually visible. Yeah, or it's visible, or you can actually hear it through devices called output devices. So in a nutshell, a computer is an electronic device that is made up of hardware components and software components. So this device actually allows you as a user to feed it with data as input. The computer itself has got the capabilities to convert this data into something meaningful called information, and this information is visible, or you can actually hear it, or it's displayed in devices or through devices called the output devices. So what do we use computers for? We use computers for so many tasks. Yeah, in everyday's life, we use computers for so many tasks. In fact, today's life, it's a bit impossible to go through without using the computer, because computers also come in different types. Our cell phones, we also regard them as computers sometimes. So we use computers for processing of data to information. We use computers for storage. We use computers for retrieving the information that are stored in it. We use computers for typing our Word documentations. We use computers for sending emails. We use computers to browse the internet. We actually use computers for so many for so many tasks nowadays. Online transaction, we actually perform these transactions using the computers. Okay. Now, like I said, the computer is made up of mainly two components, the hardware component and the software component. So the hardware components of the computer, these are tangible physical devices that are attached to your computer. So anything that you can touch on your computer, anything that you can actually basically touch, anything that you can see on your computer, anything that is tangible is actually referred to as a hardware. And another component that makes up a computer is something called softwares. Softwares, these are actually instructions that are installed in our computer that tells the computer what to do. So basically, these are programs that execute instructions. Yeah? And these softwares, you actually install them inside your computer for them to execute these instructions. Okay. The main component of the computer, well, like I said, the computer has got mainly two components, the hardware component and the software component. But apart from that, what are the main components of every computing device or of computers nowadays? Yeah, we've got at least four main components of the computer. We've got something called input devices. Yeah, so these are devices that are used to enter data inside our computers. Ne? So that means that for your computer to perform, you must give it data. Now, how do you enter this data? You enter it using input devices. What are these input devices, for instance? Your keyboard is an input device. Your mouse is an input device. Your scanner is an input device. So anything that you use to enter data inside your computer for processing purposes, we actually call it input devices. Now, inside our computer or on our computer, there is a device that does the processing or that does the transformation of this data or this entered data into something called information, and that device is actually called the processor or the CPU. The CPU is the main brain of the computer, or is a small chip that is found inside our computer, and that is actually the one that does the actual processing. That is the one that does the actual transformation of data to information inside our computer. In our computer, we also find something called memory. We also find something called storage devices. Now, the memory, usually is referred to as a main memory. This is the RAM. Ne? So for your computer to perform, you need to have the RAM. Now, which stands for random access memory. The RAM stores information while it's it stores data while it's being processed. Yeah, to give an example of how the RAM works, let's say you opened a Word document, né? And you have typed maybe a paragraph or two, but you have not saved it. Né? So if you experience an abrupt power failure, this Word document will also vanish because it was not saved to a permanent storage device. So basically, the RAM is a memory inside our computer that holds the document on our screen while we are busy working on it. Yeah? Or before you save anything to a permanent storage device, it's actually stored on the RAM. So basically, the RAM holds your document or holds whatever it is that you are working on before you save it to the permanent storage device. Now, the permanent storage device could be your hard drive, which is attached to your computer, inside your computer box. Could be your memory stick, could be your CD. So any permanent storage device, that is any permanent storage device, that is actually where so basically these devices that I spoke about, yeah, these are the ones that actually store our documents permanently. But anything that is found in the RAM, if you experience a power failure, it actually vanishes. But then if something was stored in a memory stick, in a hard drive or anything, it remains there. Now, the other device or another main component of the computer is the output device. Yeah. Now, the output devices, these are actually devices where we view, or these are the devices where the processed data is sent to for you to view or for you to hear. Yeah. Now, these devices could be your monitor, The monitor is an output device because through the monitor we can actually see our document or our data turned into information. It could actually be your printer. A printer is an output device. Yeah, a projector, it's actually an output device. So anything that was processed by the processor, it's now the result is actually sent to these devices for users to use or for users to see. Okay, now this computer components, we spoke of hardware and then we spoke of software. So what I actually discussed in the previous slide, most of it is simply just hardware. Yeah, your keyboard, your mouse, those are hardwares. The RAM is a hardware. I spoke of the permanent storage device, that could be your hard drive, could be your memory stick, these are hardwares. Your monitor, these are also hardwares. Now the other side of the computer component is something referred to as softwares. Now I explained that a software, these are actually instructions that are given to computers to perform a specific task or to execute a specific task. Now softwares are divided into different categories. Yeah? We've got something called the operating system or system softwares. These are the main softwares of your computer. To say that for your computer to perform, you must actually have something called an operating system. And this is something that you are very much familiar with. Now say for instance Android, that is found on your cell phones. You have heard of Microsoft Windows XP, you have heard of Windows 10, Windows 7. So this is the main software that you install in your computer, and that is actually the one that allows your computer to work. And then on top of the operating system, you install something called application software. Now application softwares, these are softwares that are not really key to the operation of your computer. To say that, your computer can, an example of an application software is Microsoft Word. You install this software inside your computer when you want to type Word documentations. But then if you feel this software is taking it's actually eating up much of my space, I don't want it anymore, your computer would still perform. But then the moment you uninstall or you take out the operating system, then your computer will not work. So application softwares, these are softwares that you install on top of your operating system, and this is actually used to perform a specific task, but they are not key to the operation of your computer. And then we've got something called utility programs. Utility programs, they usually come with our operating system, say for instance Windows 7, and these are actually softwares that are used to perform a specific task related to the management of your hardware. Yeah. Now say for instance one of the utility programs that we are familiar with in Windows is something called the disk defragmenter. We use the disk defragmenter to arrange our disk or our hardware section in a formal or in the same manner. Yeah. Then like I said, moving on, the hardware components, like I said, they are devices that are tangible. Anything that you can touch on your computer is referred to as a hardware device. Hardware devices, they are categorized into different types. You've got the input devices, input hardware devices. You've got your keyboard, you've got your microphone, you've got your scanner, you have got your mouse. Anything that you use to insert data inside your computer, we refer to it as hardware devices or input devices. Output devices is also another category of hardware components. Anything that you use to display or to output what was processed by the computer, we call it output devices. You've got the monitor, you've got the printer, your speakers when you play music, the projector. These are output devices. And then we spoke of the storage devices. We spoke of the RAM as being our temporary storage device, where whatever you are typing before you send it to a permanent storage device is held in the RAM. Now, the permanent storage device that can be attached to your computer, we've got something called a disk, we've got something called a hard drive, you've got it could be an internal hard drive or it could be an external hard drive. You've got the memory stick, you've got the floppy drive, and so on and so on. Now, the storage device or the storage capacity of these devices is measured in a measuring unit. Now, the smallest measuring unit of computing devices is a unit called a bit. Now, a bit is very insignificant. It's very small that you hardly find somebody saying, no, my memory stick is 10 bits, because a bit is very much insignificant. Yeah? But then from a bit, another or the next storage or the next measuring unit is something called a byte. A byte is also very, very small. You hardly find storage devices that contains a byte storage capacity, but then you find files that are byte storage capacity or storage that are a byte that are a byte bigger. Now, so in one byte we find 8 bits, yeah, and then in 1024 bytes, yeah, they make up something called a kilobyte, yeah, and then 1024 kilobytes, they make up something called a megabyte, yeah, and then 1024 megabytes, they make up a measuring storage called a gigabyte, and then 1024 gigabytes, they make up a storage unit of a terabyte. So this is just to say that, you know, in 1 terabyte, you find that 1 terabyte is made up of 1024 gigabytes, yeah. It's the same way where you say that 1 meter is made up of 100 centimeters, for instance. Yeah, so it's also the same here. And then the measuring units are actually displayed on your slide. I think in Namibia currently, for most of our server or for most of our storage devices, a terabyte is our current storage measurement. Okay. We said that there are different types of computers. We have got different types of computers like the desktop, a laptop, a cell phone, iPad, and so on and so on. And all these devices, and on all these devices, you can actually attach different input and output devices. And inside these devices, you find the RAM, and you also find the storage, the processing devices. Okay. And then we spoke of the keyboard. Yeah, we said that a keyboard is a hardware device. Yeah, and apart from it being a hardware device, it's an input device. Yeah, so it's an input device because when we want to enter data inside our computer, we actually enter this data punching the keys on our keyboard. Now the keyboard is made up of different keys, and every key on the keyboard has its own singular function. Yeah. Now these keys are categorized in different types. You have got something called the typewriter keys. These are your keys from A to Z. These are the ones that you enter that you click or that you hit when you want to type Word documentations or when you want to type anything. You've got something called the system keys. We've got something called the application key, the function keys, the numeric keypads, the cursors. You've got the navigation key, and then the enter key. Yeah. Now the typing keys, these are keys, like I said, from A to Z. These are the ones that you hit when you want to type a Word documentation. Yeah. So it's made up of letters, numbers, punctuation marks, symbols, and so on and so on. Then you've got something called the control keys. Now the control keys, these are actually keys that are used in combination with other keys. Now the common control key that you are familiar with is when you switch on your computer, when they say press Control Alt Delete. That is actually a system. Those are system keys that you are pressing. The function keys, these are keys that are actually used to perform a specific task. It's not keys that you are very much familiar with because they are mostly used by systems administrators, yeah, or when they are maintaining their computers, or they are used by computer experts. Yeah, more like your shortcut keys. Yeah, And then you've got the navigation key. This is actually key on your right hand side of the keyboard with the arrows pointing left, right, up and down. Those are actually navigation key. They actually allow you to go up or down the page. Then you've got the numeric keypad. This is the key. This is a collection of keys on your right hand side, okay, where you find numbers. So that block of keys is actually called the numeric keypad. Now this actually provides you with the convenience when you are typing or when you are entering numbers. So you can actually use the numeric keypad, or you can actually use the keys that are found on top of your typing keys. They all work the same, but then with the numeric keypad you must activate it. So the top row of the numeric keypad, there's a key written numlock. You need to press that key to activate the whole pad. That's why sometimes you find yourself you are using this pad, but then nothing is appearing on the screen. That is because you have not activated the pad. Okay, well, like I said, function keys, these are keys that are used mostly by systems administrators or by computer experts. They are mostly used as shortcuts. Now, the function keys are explained in this slide. They start from F1, which stands for function 1, up to F12. Now, when you press the F1 key, in Windows, it will actually help you open a specific application or a specific program. The F2 keys allows you to rename as a program on the key. Now, say for instance, you don't have any application that is opened, but then your cursor is on a specific icon. So when you press the F2 key, it will actually give you the option to rename that icon on the desktop. F3, it will actually open the search windows on Windows Explorer. If you want to search for a specific application, instead of you going to start search, you simply just press the F3, then it will open the search windows for you, and then you've got the F4 when you are using Internet Explorer, and then you press the F4 key on your keyboard. It will actually open the address bar, or it will take your cursor to the address bar so that you can enter the address that you want to access using Internet Explorer. F5, we are very much familiar with it. If you want to refresh a window, if you want to refresh a specific application, you simply press the F5 key on your keyboard. Okay, and then the F6 key on our keyboard, it actually allows the cursor to move program by program. So if you have a lot of programs that are opened, maybe minimize. So if you keep pressing the F6, it will actually take you from program to program, or from menu to menu. Or if you have a document that is opened and then you keep pressing the F key, it will take you from page to page, and so on and so on. Okay, if you are typing a Word document and then you press the F7 key, the F7 key would actually activate the spell check function. If you want to spell check, then you press the F7 key when you are typing Word documentations. The F8 is used when you want to switch on your computer, but then in a mode called the safe mode. In Windows, the F9 and the F10 keys don't really have any functionality. But then you actually find that with some computers, if you want to go to the operating system, or if you want to go to the hardware configuration of a specific computer, it will ask you to press F9. But then in Windows, these two keys have no functionalities. F12 also has no function in Windows, but then F11, it will actually allow you to open a program on a fuller screen. So say for instance your program was minimized or was restored to a specific window size. Once you press 11, this program will actually cover your whole screen. Okay, and then another hardware device that we spoke of was a mouse. A mouse is an input device. With the mouse, you can actually click to a specific place where you want to input data. So what are the techniques of a mouse? So what can you do with your mouse? You can click yeah, known also as the left click. You can right click, you can point and click, you can drag, you can double click, you can click and drag. Yeah, so these are the techniques of the mouse, or these are the functions that you can do, you can perform with your mouse. Yeah, so you've got the left button here. This is actually called the click button. This is the right click. So with the left click, or with the click, so when somebody say left click, yeah, they're actually saying click, because click, the left button is the commonly used button. Yeah, we use it for most of our tasks. So that's why we just say click. We don't really refer to it as left click, because by default, when you click, they mean use the left button. Okay, so what can you do with the left button? With the left button, you can actually click to open a file, yeah, or to open a program or a feature. You can double click. You can also click and drag. If you want to move a file from one place to another, you use it with the left button. The right button, it's used, but though not frequently. This is mostly used when you want to look for hidden features, especially when applications are concerned, or when files are concerned, or folders are concerned. The application softwares, these are softwares that are created to perform a specific task. So we've got Office suite applications. This is where you find Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and so on. We've got web browsers, we've got virus programs. These are also created for a specific reason or for a specific task. However, this you just don't uninstall when you don't want. You've got other methods of uninstalling these virus programs. You've got antivirus softwares, and then you've got email softwares. Now, when we talk of a computer virus software or program, this is essentially a program that was created or that was coded by somebody to cause malicious harm to your computer. So basically how this program works, it's spread by inserting itself in executable documents that are saved inside your computer. So basically these are softwares that are created with a malicious intention. Now they come in different types also. There are different types of computer virus. We've got something called the Trojan horses. The Trojan horses, these are actually softwares that are created to pretend to perform one task. Meanwhile, they're actually causing havoc to your computer. So say for instance, it's a software that you downloaded from the internet. You probably think it's a software that will record your music, or it's a software that will allow you to download something. Meanwhile, this is a harmful software. So while you are busy thinking that you are recording music or whatever it is that you downloaded the software for, meanwhile in the background it's actually causing havoc to your computer. It's actually destroying your computer. It's making your computer slow, or whatever it was, or it's going to perform the duties that it was created for. We've got something called a worm. A worm is a computer program that actually is created to make your computer operate very slowly. Yeah, so it's a software computer that was actually created to make your computer very slow. So basically what it does, it actually creates copies of itself, yeah, in every program that is installed, it creates a copy of itself, and then it's insert this copy in every program or in every document that you have saved inside your computer, and then it actually slow the performance of your computer, and then eventually causes it to clash. And then you've got something called the email virus. These are softwares that will actually replicate themselves via email. So basically what it does, it will enter your email program, then it will look for all your recipients in your phone book, and then it's going to send a copy of itself to your recipients. So it's destroying your computer, and it's also destroying the computers of everybody in your address book. Okay, now there are programs that are called antivirus programs that were developed or that were coded to actually remedy computer viruses. So these are programs, antivirus programs. These are actually programs that were created to do away or to heal where computer virus have destroyed. Now this type of programs comes into two types. We've got something called the real protection, and then we've got something called the run scan. The real-time protection types of antivirus softwares, these are softwares that actually scan every traffic that is going inside your computer. So basically what it does, it checks for all the packets that are destined for your computer, and then it checks whether they are legit or they are malicious. If they are malicious, then they block them. If they are legit, then they let them through. And then another type of antivirus program is something called the run scan. So with the run scan type of antivirus program, it actually runs, or you install it inside your computer, and then it runs or it scans your computer to see if there is any malicious program that is found inside your computer. So basically this one prevents anything malicious from entering your computer. This one will scan for any malicious activities or malicious program that is found inside your computer. Now the antivirus programs, there are different types. They've got, or they come in different names, and obviously this name comes with the strength of it. Some are free, and when they are free, they are not very secure, or they are not very strong. But then some you buy, and the ones that you buy, they are deemed to be a bit stronger, or they are deemed to be effective than the ones that you download from the internet. You've got something called the Norton antivirus, you've got something called McAfee Internet Security, you've got Bitdefender, you've got Kaspersky, you've got Node, you've got Avira, and a lot of them. Like I said, some you buy, some you download from the internet for free, and it was proven that the ones that you download, they are not very effective compared to the ones that you buy. Okay, the next topic that is also part of our content is something called the network. What is a network? When we talk of a network, we're actually talking about a group of computers or a group of computing devices that are connected together to share resources. When you've got two or more computers connected together, there is a network. Network comes in different sizes. They also come in different types. They also come with different purposes. So, but anything that is connected together or any computing device that is connected together with the intention of sharing information, sharing resources, that is actually called a network. Now there are different types of networks. Like I said, this category is essentially defined by the size, by the type, by the use, and so on and so on. You've got something called the local area network, which is abbreviated as LAN. It stands for local area network. You've got the WAN, wide area network. This is wide, it's not limited to any geographical setting. This is where the internet falls. Then you've got the Metropolitan Area Network. The Metropolitan Area Network is a network that spans a city or that spans a town. Now, say for instance, you've got FNB branch in Katutura, you've got an FNB branch in Komastal, you've got an FNB branch in town. So the type of network that connects this building together, or to the headquarters, that is actually called the Metropolitan Area Network. Then you've got your home area network. This is your small network at home, where you've got your router there, you've got your cell phone connected, you've got your son's or your daughter's cell phone connected, where you've got your printer connected. This is called, it's a small network setup that is found at home, and it's called the home area network. You've got another type of network called the virtual private network. The virtual private network, this is a type of network that it's actually a tunnel, that is created over the internet to a specific network. Now, say for instance, you are at home, but then you want to access the server at work, So the type of network that allows you to connect, to go through the internet and access your network at work, that is actually called the virtual private network. That secure tunnel is called the virtual private network. Storage area network, this is a type of network that is mainly used, it's more like a server network, where you only find storage servers, So it's a type of network that is mainly used for storage of information. Okay, and then the internet. There's a difference between the internet and the network. So the network is a group, is two or more computing devices connected together. That is a network. The internet is a connection of different networks. Yeah, a network, you've got two or more devices connected together, and then the internet, the interconnection of these different networks, is actually what forms the internet. Yeah. Now, what do we use the internet for? And I'm sure most of us are familiar with the internet. What do we use the internet for? We use it for so many things. We use the internet for searching on information. We use the internet to perform online transaction. We use the internet for communication via Skype, via email, via any other mode of communication or any other application that is used for communication. We use the internet for playing games. In fact, we use the internet for most of our most of our everyday activities. We use the internet. Now, for you to access the internet, there are specific programs, also called application softwares, that are used for you to access the internet. Now, these applications, that are used for searching information on the internet, these are actually called the search engines. Specific applications that allows you to search for information on the internet, these are called search engines. And you are very much familiar with Google. Google is one of them. When you want to look for something, you always open Google. So Google is a search engine. There's a lot of them, but Google is a common one. You've got Yahoo, you've got Mama, you've got Astra Vista, so many of them. These are all called search engines. So any software that is used on the internet to search for information, these are called search engines. Okay. Now, internet, for you to access the internet, you need to access it via a service, or via specific softwares. Now, these softwares are actually called web browsers. Any software that is used to access the internet is called a browser. Any software that is used to search for information on the internet is called search engine. Browsers, these are softwares that are used to access the internet. It's an application software also. You use it for a specific task. One of the web browsers that we are familiar with is Internet Explorer, for instance. This is a browser, or this is a software that comes with Windows operating system. Apart from Internet Explorer, we've got Mozilla Firefox, we've got Opera, and a lot of others, but these are the common ones. Okay, this is a simple picture of a local area network. We say that a local area network is a network that is limited to a small geographical environment. To say that, maybe this is an office, an area that is found in an office or a campus, it's limited to the geographical area of that institution. It's actually referred to as a local area network. So this is a small this is a small illustration of how an area network looks like. Then I said that the wide area network, this is where the internet falls. And then I said that the internet is an interconnection of different networks. So you've got a network here, you've got a network there, you've got a network. So the interconnection of these networks together forms up the internet. And the internet is or has the characteristic of the one type of network, which stands for wide area network. It's not limited to any geographical limitation. Okay. The next slide, we're going to talk about email or email softwares. We all know what an email is. Most of us are very much familiar or have got an email account. But then to define an email, we say that an email is an exchange of computer messages. So an email is an exchange of messages, it's an exchange of information using computing devices, and obviously using specific softwares that were created for sending emails. Now these specific softwares, they're actually called email clients. softwares that are used for sending emails, they are referred to as email clients or email softwares. And we are familiar with Microsoft Outlook, which is also part of Office Suite. Thunderbird, this one you download from the internet. You've got web-based emails. These are emails that actually comes with our with our browsers. Yeah, you've got Gmail. This comes with Google. You've got Yahoo Mail. Yahoo Mail comes with Yahoo, and then you've got Hotmail. Yeah, Hotmail come with MNS. Yeah. Advantages of web-based email. These are mails that are based on the web. Yeah, these are mails that you create with Google. These are mails that you create with Yahoo. Now, what are the advantages of such emails? Centralized maintenance, to say that you are not the one that maintain this email. Yeah, so you are given the settings to set your email according to your own preference, but you are not the one that maintain the server where this email is kept. It's maintained somewhere else, or it's maintained by the company that is hosting that web. Backup, upgrade, security fixes are done automatically. They are done by them and not by you. Many web-based email, they offer spam and virus protection. So this is just to say that, these emails, they are regarded to be safe because the providers, the host, they have antivirus, or they've got anti-spam softwares that are guarding these web-based emails. What are the disadvantages? Yeah, for you to read these emails, you need to be online. You need to be connected to the internet. Yeah, the user cannot keep, or this email do not come with the features that allows us to keep our mails or to store our mails on the hard drive. So we always need to be connected to the internet. In as much as the providers or the host of this email have softwares that prevent these emails from being attacked or from being hacked, yeah, these email accounts, they are usually a target to spams, So programmers out there, they are always targeting this type of emails because they want to hack to get information. Okay. Now, like I said, an email is a message that you send or that you share using computing devices. Now, this message can be sent with a file. Yeah, any file that you attach to your email message is regarded to as an attachment. Now, an attachment could be a simple file, a simple Word file, Excel file. It could be a video clip, it could be a music clip, it could be an audio clip. So any file, any type of file that you send with your message is regarded to, or is called as an attachment. Now, how do you deal with an attachment, or how do you deal with attachments, you now as a receiver of an attachment? Yeah? Do not open attachments from unknown senders. So if somebody that you don't know sends you an attachment, do not open it, because most of these attachments from unknown senders, they are viruses. If you receive it, delete it. Delete the attachment, delete the email. These are just security measures when dealing with emails that has got attachments. You must always have your antivirus up to date. Yeah, whatever antivirus that you are using to protect your computer from malicious harm, make sure that it's up to date. So by mistake, if you open an unknown attachment or an attachment from an unknown sender, your antivirus is up to date. It can detect and it can delete it. Yeah. Use email software that has got spam filtering. Yeah. Now, say for instance, Gmail has got a spam filtering. Outlook also has. Most email actually has got a spam filtering feature. So it's actually recommended that you use such emails. Outlook and Thunderbird, they are given as an example there, but also some web-based emails do have like Gmail. Okay. Now, well, like I said, an attachment is a file that you send with your email message. So how do you send an attachment? Yeah, steps for sending an attachment are given there, that you open your email software or your email program, and then you click on the button. It's usually written new message or compose. Yeah, so once you do that, compose is to say you are writing a message. If you are sending an attachment to somebody, it's not recommended or it's not right that you just send that attachment without saying something. So you must say something and then you attach the file that you want to send. And these are the steps for sending an email with an attachment. So you click on compose, you write the content or you write a short message, yeah, and then somewhere on the email program, yeah, there will either be a button written attachment, yeah, or there will be a clip, yeah. So if you find a paper looking clip type of button, there is an attachment, yeah, or that once you click on that button, it will actually allow you to attach a file to your email, yeah. Once you click that button, a browser or a window would actually appear. Now through this window you can browse to a location or to the location where the file that you want to send is saved, yeah. Once you find that file, you double click on it, yeah. Once you double click on it, you know that window will the browsing window that appeared will disappear, and then it will take you back to your email software, yeah, and then you just click on the send button. So your message that you typed and the attachment that you attached would actually be sent. Okay, and this is a simple picture of how you would send your email with Microsoft Outlook. So here too, this is where you put the recipient, the person that you want to receive the message. Yeah, CC stands for carbon copy. Yeah, so the message has got its intended recipient. CC, carbon copy, this is to say that the message is dedicated to this person here at 2, but then I want the person, that the email address of this person that I'm putting here, I want this person to also be aware or to also have information of the message that I sent, yeah, but it's not necessarily dedicated to them. Yeah? So this is where you put their email address, and then the subject. Any email that you send should always have a subject, yeah? The content, so this actually gives directions, or it gives the reader of the message an idea of what your email is all about. So the message is usually just a summary of the content of your message. So you write your message here. Once you write your message here, if you want to send an attachment, yeah, you click on this button called attach file. So the open space here, this is where you write your email or your body, and then this attach file button, this is actually where you click if you want to send an attachment. Okay, and this is actually how Gmail email looks like. Okay, and then we move on to the next topic, which is talking about Microsoft Office Suite. Microsoft Office Suite is actually a package that was developed by Microsoft. Yeah, so in this package you find handy applications, or most commonly used application. And the application that you find in this package or in this suite, one of them is Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is an application or is a program that is mainly used for typing Word documentations. You find Excel. Excel is an application that is mainly used for calculation. Yeah, so it has got handy features that makes calculation easier. PowerPoint is an application that comes with a Microsoft Office suite, but the purpose of this application is mainly for presentation, like the application that I'm currently using to present these notes to you. I'm actually using a software called PowerPoint Outlook. Outlook is an application that is used for sending and receiving of emails. Yeah, and then Access, Microsoft Access, is a Microsoft Office suite application that is mainly used for databases. If you want to keep a record of your information, if you want to organize your information in a professional way, then you use this application called Access, Microsoft Access. Okay, now just a short introduction to Microsoft Word processing. Okay, this is just to say that this, like I said, this program is mainly used for typing Word documentation. Now that program comes with different features that allows you to modify, that allows you to edit your Word documentations. You've got something called a ribbon, and on the ribbon you find the title bar, the menu bar, the toolbar. Yeah, this program also comes with two features that are very important: the save, and the save as option. Yeah, when you're saving your document for the first time, you always click the save as button. Then it's going to ask you for the name and the location where you want to save it. And then as you keep adding content to your documentation, you keep saving this. You keep clicking the save button. Then whatever you've added will be made permanent to your document. You also have the open existing document feature. You've got the scroll bar on your right hand side. This is a feature that allows you to go up or down your document. If you want to send your document to a printer, you've got the printing features. With the printing features, you can select whether you want to print your document as portrait or as landscape. You've got the spell checker option. If you see that there's a lot of errors in your document, you press, this document or this program comes with a feature called the spell checker. Formatting attributes. Now this is where you can format your document. You can make your text green, you can make the background red, you can change the size of your letter, you can change how your letters look like. This comes under the formatting attributes. The page margin, this is now where you set your page boundaries, to say that I want my document to start from the middle of the page downwards. So you set this with page margins. Paragraph alignment, this is now where you set your paragraph to say that I want it to be aligned on the left, on the right, or I want it to be center aligned. With this program also, you can insert shapes, you can insert pictures, it gives you all these features. And this is a simple, or this is a basic, or this is an example of Microsoft Word opened. So these are the features that I was talking about. So this whole thing here is called a ribbon. Now on the ribbon, you find the menu bar, you find the title bar. You find the title bar. It's called the title bar because on top here, the title or the name of your document is written. Then you've got the menu bar. Under the menu, you've got home, insert, page layout, and so on. And then as you change the menus, the tools here also changes. And then under the home, this is now where you find your formatting attributes. This is where you change the size of your letters. This is where you change the appearance of the letter. This is where you can bold if you want your letters to appear dark. This is where you underline. This is where you change your caps, or this is where you change the alignment. This is actually where you do it. And then this is also just the ribbon, but then with a few features named. Like I said, the top bar here is actually called the title bar. Then you've got the menu bar, you've got the toolbars, you've got the office button here, and then this button here they actually call the quick access tool. They are very handy and you can access them quickly. And then these are tabs. The bars here, they are known as tabs. Then we spoke of the left alignment, or we spoke of the alignment as part of the ribbon also. You can left align, you can right align, you can center align, or you can justify. So when you've aligned your paragraphs to the left, that means that the left side of the paragraph will be aligned, will be equal. When you aligned your paragraph to the right side will be equal, but then the left side will not be equal. Center align, both sides will not be equal because you start typing from the center of the paragraph. And then the justify, this is where the left and the right side of your paragraph is aligned. They're actually equal. Okay? And then another software that is found within the Office Suite package is a software called a spreadsheet or Excel. Yeah, Excel processing. This is a software that is mainly used when you want to perform calculations. So basically, if you want to do a lot of calculations, this is a handy, or this is a very good software to use because it comes with the calculation features. Yeah. What are the features that are found within this application? You've got the save and the save as. It works the same with the Microsoft Word. You've got the open existing workbook. With this software, you find rows and columns. You also find the ribbon. Here your mouse shape changes depending on what you want to do. You also find formulas. You also find functions, and you also find another feature called the autoflow. And this is actually how this application looks like. You find your title bar, you find your menu bar, you find your tools. However, this window here is a bit different because this application is mainly used for calculation. Yeah. Now, once you open a workbook, so once you open this application, the whole page that is open is called a workbook, and every workbook comes with sheets. This is sheet 1, this is sheet 2, this is sheet 3. You can add different sheets. The sheet, they all look the same, so you can actually have your calculations and your formulas here. Then maybe on the second sheet you can have your graphs that are based on the first sheet. And then on the third sheet you can maybe have your charts that are also based on the first sheet. Now with this, I was talking of graphs and I was talking of charts. This is just to say that Microsoft Excel, with your formula, you can actually extract, or you can actually portray your information in graphs. You can also portray it in charts. So it's a very, very handy feature when it comes to calculation, or when you're looking for specific type of information that has got to do with figures. Okay, and then we've got PowerPoint. This is the same application that I'm using when I'm actually delivering this presentation to you. This is mainly used when you want to perform calculations, not calculations, but when you want to deliver a presentation, when you want to present something to your boss, to your colleagues. This is the perfect software to use. It has features that are similar to the previous softwares that we discussed, but then, like I said, it's mainly used for its specific purpose, so it has got its different features also. You find the open, you find the save, you find the save as. For the same function that you use these features with the previous programs, you use it with this software also. So here you can insert shapes, you can insert video clips, you can insert audio clips. You can also design how you want your presentation to look like. This design, you can change it, different colors, different design. A PowerPoint animation. When you do your presentation, how do you want your slides to be coming on the screen? That is actually what they refer to as animation. Okay. And this is actually how your PowerPoint window would look like. You still find the ribbon, you find the title bar, you find the menu bar, you find the toolbar, and then the slides, they will always be aligned on your left hand side. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our presentation. My number is found on the first slide of this presentation. If you have got questions, you can contact me. Thank you very much.